actually do that. Now, I often kind of provocatively stated again that a lot of innovation is actually directed very much to me. I mean, not just to people like me, almost directly at me, because I'm a Westerner, I'm white, I'm a man, I'm middle class, and I mean, a professor doesn't make so much as to be able to holiday in Saint-Tropez, but I make enough to be able to buy toys. I can buy my little kind of computer toys if I need to. I'm decently well off. But then you should, of course, create AIs for product development innovation, which somehow would have the string, ignore Alf Rehn. Don't make more toys for this man, my photo, kind of in there.
Yeah.
And kind of aggressively go against what I need. Because in a one sense, I have everything I need. I mean, I don't need very many more innovations. I'd like them. I'd love a cloning machine so I can send a clone of myself to teach and I get to stay at home. And I love a teleporter, so and stuff like that. But I mean, right now, right here, I think I should be at the back of the line for getting new innovations because there's so many people out there that need them more. But how do you teach that to an AI without it becoming then aggressively biased against people who look like me, in case something which would take a very little input actually would improve my life tremendously? So, I mean, so the weighing here is a really incredibly difficult, possibly even unsolvable problem. And we all know what happens to unsolvable problems. People ignore them. You kind of go, too difficult, let's do something else. And that's why we have
easy. Let's make something which is easier money and easier result, faster result. And that's why they go there.
And if you want to know why there's hunger in the world, I mean, it's not because there is a lack of food. There's not because we don't know how logistics works. It's not because we don't understand agricultural economics. We understand all these things. The problem is it's such a big systemic issue to solve. And you need to solve so many things at the same time that it becomes really messy and really difficult. And people go, can't be bothered. That's why we have hunger. It's not a unsolvable problem. It's just a problem that's so tricky and so complex that we simply don't really have the enthusiasm for it. But an AI might.
It's more than that. I think that what would you gain from solving this problem? What are we aiming for? And if the aiming is for better revenues, and that's the bottom line, and not better lives, better healthcare, better mental states, whatever, this is where it goes, right? And you see many inventions that currently use AI. I think 2 weeks ago I read about AI in China that is like Siri or Alexa that talks to men, lonely men. There are lots of lonely men in China, and she's their companion. She's like in the movie Her. I guess you saw this movie. So on the one hand, you're saying, wow, they are not lonely. They have someone to talk to. On the other way, when you think what's human, what people really need, is it really solving their problems? By the way, one of the things that was written there, that she was too sophisticated and started to talk about politics, and then they downgraded her to be more dumb. In China, for example. But when you're thinking about the implications of that, it makes you think, like, what do we really need?
I think it's super messy. And the first thing I come to think of is, I mean, we all like simplicity, and we all like, so I could kind of say, you're chatting to this Alexa-like figure and so on and so forth. The only problem is what it does to you. After a year of that, you will never be able to have a human relationship again. Because any human person who comes in will be more problematic. They'll nag at you at some points. They'll tell stupid jokes. They'll laugh in an annoying way, because every human being on the planet has their flaws. So I think that it is super kind of important that we kind of acknowledge also these the risks that we're bringing on board when doing all these kinds of things.
Yeah, I think that the question that we started to think is what is really needed for us as human beings, and the connection. Although this is a kind of connection, we cannot argue that they really even fall in love with this character. I don't remember the name, but in any case, we cannot argue about that, but is it what they really need? And in general, you see what you just said, that we get so many technology and products, and does it make us our lives better? Are we better, like healthier, or more happy? I don't know, more content? And apparently not. Apparently not.
But I mean, this is, of course, the problem of human decision making.